There's loads of weird shit happening in the UK right now. Have you actually seen this job that's just been advertised? Look at this. We have a Directed Energy Weapons International and Communications Advisor. And this job role closes on the 3rd of September. To my knowledge, I didn't think we had energy weapons in the UK. I just thought it were free certain countries. But then that's not it. Look at this as well. This was posted 4 days before. And then the Home Office has just been awarded contracts worth over 1 million to prepare for a mass fatality event, including capacity to store up to 700 bodies. Plus we have the lockdown drills in schools. Like, everything is just getting all a bit too weird, and I don't know what to think of it all. But I would love to know what you guys think about this, because it all just seems a bit too sus. But this one is definitely by far the most bizarre. Why are they expecting to store up to 700 bodies? What do they know that we don't? Like, what mass fatality event are they preparing for? We have all these protests what are planned in. Like, do they know something that we don't? Plus we have these lockdown drills at our schools. Like, what the actual fuck is going on right now?
I just won a big suit against FCC. In the Court of Appeals for lying to the public about cell phone radiation, about the cell phone safety. And see, FCC now has to go back and redo all of its regulations on, on your cell phones. Cell phone, if you got a kid, don't ever let him put his cell phone near his head, and don't let him carry it in one of his front pockets. If it's a girl, don't let them carry the cell phone in their breast pocket. Don't let them carry them anywhere near their ovaries. And the farther the cell phone is from your head, when you're talking, the better off you are. So, there's tens, literally, this is not hyperbole when I say tens of thousands of studies that show the really extreme dangers of cell phone radiation. And people are not paying attention. A lot of our kids sleep with the cell phone right next to their heads. They fall asleep with them on the bed. Don't let them do that. Get that cell phone. And if you can get away from them at night so that they get 8 hours without it anywhere near them, that is really important.
At this point, how are you not just curious? How do you not want to just try something different? Look around. Look how many young people have cancer nowadays. Children have cancer. Look at the skyrocketing rates of autism. How come none of us can handle dairy anymore? None of us can handle gluten. Everyone has allergies. Dogs. You have to have health insurance for your dogs now. Dogs are getting cancer. Like, look, the food's poisoned, the water's poisoned, the soil's messed up. These companies have no liability. I'm just at the point where I'm like, is it like an ego thing, especially with people on the left? Like, you just don't want to be like, oh, everything I've been told is like a lie. They're purposely making sick because they profit off of it. It's like, wake up. None of this is normal, and it didn't used to be this bad, and it's only going to get worse as well.
Yep, I concur. It's only gonna get worse, and we are coming to a head. It's all coming down to the wire. If you've been paying attention, you will agree on that. It's all coming down to the wire, and the avenue to where it only gets worse has been set up. Like she said, people are having cancer, autisms, and things like that, right? Even your dogs are being affected. Your food is poisoned. Water is poisoned. Everything has been poisoned. Everything has been weaponized against us. So it getting worse. The groundwork has been laid for it to get way worse, for things to get out of hand, basically, right? And now you have UK telling their citizens that prepare for mass deaths, right? Prepare for a lot of people being unalived. This is where we are. Prepare for a lot of deaths. Like she said, young people like having diseases that are unheard of. So the groundwork for this mass death is right there. They have so many ways that they can inflict people and have people dropping like flies. I put another clip with the RFK talking about how your phones, the radiations from your phones. So we are carrying around our own demise. We are carrying around weapons that can be, tweaked, turned up to the point where it will affect you, right? It will affect you. The things you have no clue the type of technology they put in these phones. That's why every year Apple is coming up with another phone and another phone and another phone. The technologies that they put in this phone, they can just flip a switch. Remember the movie that came out a couple of years ago with what is his name? John Cusack. With John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson, right? It was called The Cell, and people were going crazy with the cell phones. Even the Kingsman movie, right, with Samuel L. Jackson, yet again, they have that revelation method, they have the predictive programming that they do, right? And in that movie, they put something in, they turned up the frequencies in the phones, and the people just started losing it, man. Going at each other. You see? So the stage is being set for all these massive casualties to start happening, right? People being unalive to the maximum, right? Before we go any further with this, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kodash. Double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and continue to teach us this truth. Peace, salutation, shalom, shalom, shalom. To all your brothers and sisters out there that are of the household of faith, beginning with 144,000 mighty men of the house of Israel, down to the men, women, and children that are allotted to be delivered in these latter days, who are all of the elect, and to the brothers that are pushing this gospel in all sincerity and in all honesty, to you all I say shalom, right, which means peace to you. And I just put together a few of these clips to kind of like let you know what is happening behind the scenes while they are pushing all these diversionary tactics. Things are happening, man. Things are going down. Here you have this lady here. So there are a lot of strange things happening in the UK currently. You see that Directed Energy Weapons International and Communications Advisor talking about stuff like this, right? Ministry of Defense. Because why is the UK government preparing for a mass fatality event? Why? Why? Could it be because the government's, the powers that shouldn't be using the minions that they put at the head of state in all these countries and all these states to push divisions between the people, because the people are ready to lose it. The people are ready to they're ready to go at each other. The left is ready to go at the right and all of that, right? The race wars, the political wars, the civil wars, all of that. They're pushing it heavy. If you have any discretion, or if you have any discernment, that's a better word, if you have any discernment, you'll be able to easily discern that this is what they want. They want people to go gung-ho on each other and totally start unaliving one another, right? So they are preparing for this mass fatality event because they've set up the groundwork. They've set up the groundwork for all these things to happen. You see, that's where we are. And to make matters worse, like I believe it was General Salente that said that when people have nothing to lose, they lose it, right? Now the food, your food, water, place to live is become a hassle to be able to afford these things. Even though the food has been poisoned, right? The food is nothing but poison. The water is poison. All of that, they've been managed to, turn everything against us, right? Things that are supposed to necessary things for life. It's now very hard to achieve. People can't afford to buy groceries that will last them for a while. That is not happening. Even though you're working all kinds of jobs, you see? So when people have nothing to lose, they will lose it. This is where you get your anarchy, lawlessness in the streets. People just, because what else? They'll come to that point. That's that pressure that the powers that shouldn't be, they're applying that pressure. And what happens when you keep applying pressure? It will explode. Things will explode out on the streets, all throughout the world. That's why you have places throughout the world, they're already going crazy. In Nepal, they're going crazy and running up to the parliament and things like that, destroying everything because they're finding out that they've been bamboozled, man. That the powers that shouldn't be are playing with them. And it's going to happen in the West, and it will happen even with more crazy crazier events than what is happening in the rest of the world, right? That's how it's going to be. And going back to the food, the water, everything being poisoned, and people can afford nothing. And check this out. People can afford nothing. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, the 29th chapter, and the 21 verse. It says, the chief thing for life is water and bread. That bread means your food, the food you eat, and clothing, and a house to cover shame. So these are the chief, meaning the head things, the principal thing in life. For you to be able to drink water, good clean water with minerals and all of that, to have good clean food, nutritious food that will give you the proper nutrients that you need, right? And then clothing. Now they have you wearing polyesters and plastic made materials, which offsets your bodily functions, because you're supposed to wear. There's a reason why even in the Bible it tells you that you're not supposed to mix fabrics. If it's cotton, then it has to be 100% cotton. Linen, 100% linen. Wool, 100% wool. You're not supposed to mix cotton with linen, or vice versa, right? So these things, they've been weaponized against us. Not only have they been weaponized against us, they've also made it to where it is very expensive to achieve these things these days, right? It's very expensive. The fact that we have to even buy water, that alone is mind-boggling, that we have to buy water. Man, it's insane, bro. It's insane. We have to buy this shitty-ass water they sell in plastic bottles and things like that. So these are the chief things of life that we're supposed to just have. And then, and house to cover shame. A lot of people can't afford to live in homes now. People are living in their cars, right? A lot of people are living in their cars. A lot of people are homeless, right? The homelessness is incrementally getting crazier and crazier. You see, that's where we are. So the chief things of life have become, that's why you have that saying that the life experience, the fact that you are alive it's like, what the hell, man? Nothing. You can't enjoy nothing. Can't even enjoy the beauty of just drinking a good clean water with the minerals in it. Eat good clean food that will give you the proper nutrients. Everything is processed this, and they shoot even the livestock, they shoot them up with all kinds of, jab them up, man. And then you consume these things, and whatever effects it has on you, it's like cancer rates are through the roof. So you cannot enjoy nothing. So when people, it's going to get to a point where people will just lose it. They'll be like, man, what the hell? What are we even living for? So that's why the UK and governments around the world are preparing for this, because believe you me, they want it to happen. They need it to happen, because that's going to bring in their order. Because that's that order ab KO, right? Order out of chaos, because they need the chaos to usher in the order. That's the NWO right there. So it's about to happen. People are about to lose it, right? The stage is set for massive casualties out on the streets. The stage is set for a lot of things that you wouldn't believe in your wildest dream to happen. It will start happening. It's about to all start happening. Which brings us here in the book of 2nd Esdras, the 16th chapter and the 17th verse. It says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Which days? Well, the days we're in right now. Right now? Yeah, right now. That's the days. It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. See that? Great death, famine, and death. So they are manufacturing this famine, food shortages. They're manufacturing that. They're getting rid of farmers, man. Farmers are complaining. They're not able to get the help that they usually get from governments to be able to afford, coming up with crops and things that people need to put in the shelves. You see? So they're manufacturing this famine because Bill Gates is buying up all the farmlands. You see? So this is the things we're about to start seeing, man, which will result to this and great death, right? It says the beginning of wars. Aren't we on that, right? We are at the cusp of some major war going down at any second, right? It's going down in the EU nations and things like that. Russia, Ukraine, it's happening over in the Middle East. There's talks of World War III going down. Well, that is what the Bible is telling you right here. It says, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. And what shall I do when this evil shall come? So this shall be your question. What are you going to do when all these things are happening right in front of you, right? When people just lose it. People are going gung-ho, shooting up neighbors, killing neighbors, right? The military being sent in to crush the resistance, to crush the people that are saying, man, enough is enough. Then your military will turn the guns on you. If the military are not going to do it, well, they use their directed energy weapons. People just start dropping out of nowhere. People just start falling in the streets. What are you going to do? Because they have all kinds of technology to make this happen. Don't play with it. They have technologies to make all these things happen. You remember what they put inside of people in the past couple of years. They urge you to give them your hand so they can put something inside of you. All it takes is one push of a button and things will start happening. See, that is that beginning of evils. And what shall I do when these evils shall come? It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. What is that? Telling you that all these things are about to happen, the famine, the plague, the pandemic, whatever, the tribulation, the anguish, people are about to feel the squeeze, are sent for scourges for amendment. So it is used to punish the people that are living on the earth. Why? Look at the way people have been living. Lasciviousness, man. The earth has become a cesspool of wickedness. People are pickled in their wickedness, man. Evils are all around you, right? Evils being promoted. Things that shouldn't be are being promoted, right? That is all around you. That's all there is. Bull crap. You see? Righteousness is not being promoted, but evil and unrighteousness, wickedness, that is being promoted. How do you think that is going to pan out? That is why all of this is going to end up in some great death, all kinds of scourges. It says, but for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness. So even when all these things are happening, the famine, the plague, the tribulation, the anguish, the great death, all of this happening, so now be mindful of the scourges. So people are still going to be out there doing whatever it is they're going to do, or they've been doing, right? But believe you me, it's going to come a time where you will pay very close attention, because it will be the anguish should just be too much. It will be too much for you to turn a blind eye to it. So behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, the sword, famine, and great confusion. The left against the right against the left, and blah blah blah, white against black and black. It's all confusion everywhere you look. Men are becoming women, women are becoming men, children don't know what the hell to do, and parents don't know where they're at. Great confusion. That is exactly where we are. So say, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. See, these words keep reoccurring to let you know the severity of what is about to occur. It says, many that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. What is that? No food. You won't be able to feed yourself nor your children. What do you think that is going to bring about? Well, cannibalism. And when there's no more people to eat, people will start dying, man. It says, and other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So if you don't get taken by famine, which is no food, guess what? You'll be taken by sword. Sword is any kind of weapon of destruction. Guns, you Homo sapiens and your guns. Magneto, right? Yeah, guns, whatever it is. Robo cops, robo dogs, right? Directed energy weapons, the dart that is shot inside the people's hands, right? All this stuff is all the sword that would destroy a lot of people, take a lot of lives. The cell towers, all these things. It says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. What is that? The people that die will just be laying down on the streets like dung. Going back to this clip where this lady is talking about that, right? And put it, you'll see it. Talking about the UK government preparing for mass fatality event. That is that people just dropping like dung, like shit, excuse my French, upon the earth. And nobody to bury them because there's too much dead bodies. Because remember, they have that maintain humanity under 500 million. And the people are already like they always say, 8 to 9 billion people on the planet. So imagine the type of death they're looking to bring about. You see? So that's why it's going to be too much. You can't even bury all of them. They'll just be laying in the streets. Laid out in the streets. And there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. In other words, no more farming. No people to farm, to till the earth, so you can grow crops and eat. Because remember, they're trying to move you to eating bugs and lab-grown meats and things like that. So the trees shall fail, the trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? Even when the trees give fruit, nobody to gather them because they're all dead. A lot of people are dead. The ones that are not dead, they are going through whatever it is they're going through. The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? You know, the grapes who tread them to make wine and things. So for all places shall be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. He'll be like, oh man, I remember my buddy Jake. Where Jake at? You know, you don't see Jake. You haven't heard his voice for the longest. Remember how you and him used to laugh and talk about things, and you know, the food you're killing one another over, you and Jake used to throw them away. You know? No more weed to smoke, no more cigarettes to smoke, no more pills to pop. You know, no more lean to drink. You see? No more drugs to do. People used to do drugs with. A lot of them are dead. You'll desire to hear their voice, but won't be able to hear their voice. That's the times we're coming into, man. Make no mistake about it. So for the city of a city shall be 10 left, and two of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rock, as an orchard of olives upon every tree. There are left 3 or 4 olives. Just, you know, kind of like telling you how crazy it will all be. You see? Or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. It says, even so in those days shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. So even if we're trying to, you know, break in and entering into a home trying to look for supplies, there will be nothing. There will be no people in there even, because they themselves have exhausted whatever it is they have in the house, and they've gone out to look for something, and some of them got killed out there, and you know, some got eaten, because cannibalism is coming back in a major way. The scripture is just telling you how rough it's about to be. It goes on to say, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel there through. So the bushes will start growing in the streets because nobody's going through them. You see, the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Why? Because they are dead. A whole lot of them are dead. You know, the men are trying to protect their family and they get killed out there. Men are trying to go look for food, scavenge for food for their families, they get killed. The ones that go to wars and die out there. You see? And their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. That's why Isaiah 4:1, 7 women shall get hold of one man. Because there will be too many women and not enough men. You see? It says, in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. It's about to get rough, man. It's about to get rough. It says, hear now these things and understand them. Ye servants of the Lord, hear now these things and understand them. In other words, understand that this is not a joke. It's about to go down. And understand that without the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, on your side, you are for the pickings. Ye servants of the Lord, behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. So what I'm speaking to you is the word of the Lord. Receive it or not. Hey, do what you will. Receive it or not. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. It's about to get rough. It is about to get rough. See, as when a woman with child in her 9th month bringeth forth her son with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. So it's likening what we're about to go through. There's going to be one event after another. Like when when it's time for her to give birth, she start getting those, what they call it, contractions or something like that, right? She start getting those pains, letting her know the baby is coming. So it's going to be one pain after another. No chance for her to, gather her thoughts or whatever, right? Because them pains are just coming. That's how it's going to be, one event after another. And we're already at the precipice of that. We're having all kinds of events going down, man, daily. So it's going to get even worse, just like the lady was talking about. It's going to get even worse. Because even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. Remember, like the birth pains, there will be no time for you to try to gather your thoughts or trying to prepare or whatever. It will just be one event after another, to the point where you don't even know where to run, where to go, who to turn to, who to call. O my people, hear my word, make you ready for thy battle, and in those days be even as pilgrims upon the earth. You gotta be ready to be moving, man. You can't stay in one place, because staying in one place will get you in a pickle. That's that pilgrims. Get ready. The scripture is telling you, remember, it says, remember my words. You hear my word. Get ready. Get ready. It's about to be some real serious events happening. And let's close out with this in the book of Matthew. Let's read in the book of Mark, the 13th chapter, the 13th verse. It says, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. And you got to know those names, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. The Heavenly Father's name is Yahweh, meaning he is. And his only begotten Son's name is Yahweh Shai, meaning he is the Savior. He is the deliverer. So, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So you got to go through all this hell we're all about to go through, but you have to endure to the very end, so you shall be saved. And with that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rechah Kodash. Double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone. See you next time, Lord willing. Shalom. Shalom.